week's sponsor is Refresh. Because when you have gas as bad as us, you don't want it to linger in your car.
Welcome to this week's show of Mano y Mano. I'm Jason, aka J-Ro.
I'm Nick, aka Wolfman.
And we're doing the UFC 140 predictions, December 10th.
Toronto, Canada.
So a lot of fights on the card, very good card.
Yes.
Let's get started.
First fight.
First fight, 155 pounds. It's Mitch Clark.
Versus John Cholish.
A little bit about Mitch Clark. He's a ground and pound guy. He won his last fight by decision. UFC debuts for both of them.
Yes, both fighters. Now, John Cholish, he's on a 7-fight win streak. I want to say he's undefeated. And once again, this fight is at 155 lightweight.
Yeah, Cholish trains over at Renzo Gracie, right?
Yes.
UFC debuts. Who are you going with?
I'm saying he keeps his streak alive, 8-0.
I agree. I'm going with the Gracie fighter here.
All right, second fight.
Next fight, it's contested at 170 pounds.
Welterweight.
We have Rich Antonetta, the Raging Bull.
Versus Jake...
Is it Hecht?
Hecht. Yes. No nickname for him, just Jake Hecht.
Basically, Rich Antonetta, Ultimate Fighter fame. He's a wrestler.
Yes.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Jake, he's an all-around fighter. Yeah. This is his UFC debut, actually. So who do you got?
I'm gonna go with. Actually, I'm gonna go with Rich Antonetta. Actually, he's coming off a win against Ninja Roberts. I think he wins.
Pulls it out. I'm going opposite on this one. I'm going Jake Hecht. Can't go wrong for the UFC debut, you know? Just...
What the heck? Next fight. It's at 155 pounds. We have Mark Bocek.
Versus Nick the Carney Lentz.
Bocek is coming off a loss to Ben Smooth. Silky Smooth Henderson.
Silky Smooth.
Bocek is basically, a ground and pound guy. Very good fighter. Just he wasn't in the same league as Silky Smooth.
No, not that night at least. And now the Carney is coming off a no contest against Oliveira.
I think
it was a legal knee that got him. But other than that, he's a very strong wrestler. And who do you got?
I'm going with Bocek.
I'm going with Bocek too. I think he's a bigger dude than Nick Lentz.
Next fight.
Here we go.
We got Yves Jablin, the Tiger.
Versus Wale Gazelle Watson. Wale!
This fight is at 135 pounds. Basically, Yves Jablin is a kickboxer. He's coming off a win versus Loveland, right?
Yes.
Is he working on his ground skills? We'll see.
We'll see. Now about Wale, he's coming off a win against Sandoval, and this guy's a very good ground fighter. Most of his wins came off of submissions. And who do you got?
It's basically the classic matchup of stand-up versus ground guy, pretty much. I'm going with Wale Watson. I think he submits him.
I'm going with the Gazelle. Wale
Watson as well.
Yep.
We both agree?
Yes, sir.
Next fight, contested at 155 pounds.
Lightweight.
We have John, is it Makdessi?
Yeah, Makdessi versus Dennis Superman Hallman.
Makdessi's nickname is the Bull. There's a couple bulls out there. But anyways,
I'm like Ray Charles to the Bull.
Yeah. Makdessi's basically a stand-up guy. He's coming off a win over Kyle Watson.
Yes.
Was that the spinning?
It was a spinning back fist, I want to say.
But basically a stand-up guy.
Yeah. Now Hallman, he's coming off a loss against Ebersol. Ebersol, the guy with the gigantic hair arrow on his chest, which is wicked.
And Hallman was wearing those little...
Yeah, he's wearing his little Speedos, and I think Ebersol got get those hideous tights off TV bonus because he won that fight quickly. But who do you got in this one?
Well, it's another classic matchup, stand-up versus wrestler. Gosh, I'm going to go with Makdessi. I mean, I think Hallman has tons of experience, but he just looked really bad against Ebersol.
Yeah. I'm going with the wrestler on this one. I'm going with Superman Hallman.
So we disagree.
Yes.
Next fight, contested at 185 pounds, we have Jared the Messenger Hammond
Versus Konstantinos Costa Philippou.
Basically, the Messenger, he's a stand-up guy. Like I said, it's contested at 185 pounds. He's coming off a win versus CB Dalloway. Looked pretty good that fight.
Yeah, he did. About Costa, he's a boxer, stand-up as well. He's coming off a win against Jorge Rivera. And, you know, his stand-up's pretty decent, not going to lie. It's pretty good.
So it's basically going to come down to who has the better chin.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Costa.
I'm going with Philippou as well.
We agree.
Yes, sir.
Next fight, contested at 205 pounds, we have Krzysztof, the Polish Experiment, Sosinski.
Versus Igor Duke Podkajark.
I can't say
Yeah,
that.
it's bad. I'm sorry.
Basically, you know, he's an all-around fighter. He's coming off a 2-fight win streak.
Yes.
He has a great training team. He trains with Team Quest and Hendo up in Temecula, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Good fighter.
Yeah. Igor, he's coming off a win, and he's he's strictly wrestling. He's just a ground fighter. That's pretty much his ground. That's his game plan. Take it to the ground, smother.
What are you going with?
The Polish Experiment
I agree with that one. I think Krzysztof extends his win streak.
to 3.
Next fight, contested at 145 pounds, we have Mark the Machine Hominick.
Versus Chang Sung Korean Zombie Jung.
Little bit about Mark. He's coming off a loss against Jose Aldo.
For the title.
I don't know if you remember that fight, but he had the big hematoma.
He was coming back though in that fight.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
looked
gonna
like an
lie.
alien, but I mean, Mark has Hominick has tons of heart.
Yeah.
He's a good fighter all around. He was training with Tompkins, rest in peace. But you know, Hominick's a very, very good fighter.
Yeah. The Korean Zombie now. Okay. Coming off a win. Leonard Garcia, sick win. Why?
Twister.
Twister. First time seen on TV. Twister just like tweaked Leonard Garcia's body to a point where he just had a tap.
Google it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I mean, he had it in so tight that there was only a few seconds left in the round, and Leonard tapped.
Yeah.
And Leonard's a strong dude. You
Yes.
know, got tons of heart.
Yeah.
Who you got?
Hominick,
I'm going with Hominick too.
the machine.
He's just a machine.
Yeah.
His cardio, everything. I think he dominates this fight at 145 pounds. Next fight, it's contested at 170 pounds. We got Claude the Prince Patrick.
Versus Brian the White Anderson Silva Ebersol.
You gotta love that nickname.
Yeah, that's sick.
Basically, Claude Patrick is coming off a win versus Ninja Roberts. He is on a 13-fight win streak.
Wow.
Yes, that is unheard of. He is a ground and pound guy.
Yes. Now Brian Ebersol, obviously he beat Hallman, which we mentioned earlier. You know, arrow hair thing on his chest. But he's also on an amazing fight streak right now. 9-fight win streak. And he's an all-around fighter.
Who you gonna?
Oh,
Who you got?
I'm going to go with the White Anderson Silva, based off his name.
You know what? I think Ebersol is going to win as well. I mean, even though the Prince is a ground and pound guy, I think Ebersol wins this fight.
Yeah, I think so as well.
All right, on to the next fight. It's being contested at 205 pounds.
Yes, light heavyweight
It's my boy, Tito, the Huntington Beach bad boy, Ortiz.
versus Antonio Little Nog Noguera.
Basically, Tito's coming off a loss to Evans. We know that. He's a ground and pound guy, known for his cardio. Basically, Tito loses this fight, he's probably done.
Yeah.
He's loses one more fight in UFC, he's done, which really sucks, you know. But he hasn't really adapted to the game, you know. I mean, old school Tito Ortiz ground and pound is probably some of the best stuff you'll ever see. But you've seen how the game's changed so far, so we'll see how he does.
You know, Little Nog, he's on a 2-fight losing streak. His last fight was against Phil Davis, and he lost by unanimous decision. He's an all-around fighter, trying to make his name like other than his bigger brother, but as of late, it's not working out as to plan. He started out great in the UFC, but then he's just on this nice little slide. But I think he wins this fight.
It's basically the classic wrestler, versus probably, I think Little Nog has a better stand-up. It's can Tito take him to the ground? I actually think Tito is the stronger guy in this fight. But Little Nog trains with
Black House.
Black House, Nogueira brothers, obviously.
All those top-rated guys.
They got a great camp.
Yeah.
Can Tito take him to the ground? And if he can take him to the ground, can he hold him there? Can he not get submitted? Tito's never really been submitted before. I believe he got submitted once by Guy Metzger, but
Guy Metzger, yeah.
I want to see Tito win this fight. I'll be honest, but I just think Little Nog has too many skills. I'm sorry, Tito, but I think Little Nog wins this fight.
Yeah.
Hopefully Tito continues coaching and so on. He's great impact in this sport, so we'll see what happens. I want him to win, but honestly, I think Little Nog takes this fight.
Yes.
Hopefully I'm wrong. Next fight. It's,
heavyweight.
We got Frank Mir versus
Antonio Minotauro Nogueira.
Big Nog.
Big Nog.
Basically, Frank Mir, 2-fight win streak. He's coming off a win versus Big Country. We all know Frank Mir from Vegas, hometown boy out here.
Yep.
Submissions. He's been training to stand up and so on, but he's known for the submission game.
Yep. Minotauro coming off upset victory against Brendan Schaub. I mean, big upset. Everybody was expecting Schaub to beat Minotauro. It didn't happen. He ended up going the opposite way. He knocked out Schaub. It was bad. But his submission game is sick. He has a solid chin, and he is kind of like Lieben. You can hurt him, but he'll come back even stronger. It's crazy.
Yes, I agree. It's basically, okay, they both have great submissions, who has the better stand-up.
True.
Because I don't think this fight's going to the ground.
I don't think so either.
Who you got?
Frank Mir.
I agree. I'm going with the Vegas boy out here, hometown. I'm going with Frank Mir as well.
All right, here it is.
Great.
All right, on to the main event.
Yes, for the title.
It's 205 pounds. We have John Bones Jones
Versus Lyoto the Dragon Machida.
Jones coming off a win over Rampage. Pretty much all-around fighter. Dominated everybody he's gone against. The one blemish on his record is for legal elbow.
12-6. Boom.
But he was dominating that fight.
Yeah, he was gonna win that fight regardless.
So the way I look at it, I think he's an undefeated fighter. But his record shows he has one loss.
All right, now the Dragon coming off a victory against Randy Couture, which is way past his prime. Did a little up kick, Anderson Silva status, Steven Seagal status, right to the chin, dropped him, just finished it. But he is a very unorthodox fighter, kind of like Bones Jones. He's a lefty southpaw, and his karate stance is sick. It's very, very unpredictable.
Yes, I agree. Lyoto, he was dominating pretty much the light heavyweight division as well.
Yeah.
I think
up to the point where he won the title at the time.
Yeah, the only time we see him in trouble is when Tito had him in a triangle.
Yeah.
But he was dominating that fight, and then Shogun probably put the blueprint on how to beat Lyoto.
Yeah.
By putting constant pressure on him, not giving him space.
Yeah, cutting the cage off, everything.
That Rampage Lyoto fight was could have went either way.
Yeah.
But tough fight.
It is.
I honestly think Lyoto's gonna show up here. I don't think he'll win the fight, but I think it's gonna be a lot closer than we think.
Yeah.
It's just Lyoto's style. It's just real tough to deal with. Now, if Bones Jones just goes forward and pressures him, I think he should dominate.
Yeah, he should finish it. But so who you going with?
Dude, I don't see him beating Bones Jones. I'm sorry.
I don't either. I think Bones just is amazing fighter. He keeps up his win streak and holds on to the title.
Yeah, I just hope he doesn't get cocky and get caught.
Yeah, like how he was starting out in the Rampage fight, crawling on the ground and stuff. Come on, Doc. Really?
And seriously, you're a great fighter. You're young. you have an amazing reach over everybody.
Yes.
Just go out there and dominate this fight like we know you can.
Yep.
I mean, we agree.
Yeah. Bones Jones wins this fight.
So that's pretty much it for the fights. December 10th in Toronto, Canada, UFC 140.
Yep.
I'm Jason again.
Nick Wolfman signing out.
That's pretty much it.
Peace.
Till next time.